Hey, it's Russ Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. This is RPPR Actual Play Delta Green, the Labor of Dogs campaign. Bridget, you told me that this was the Dreamway camp, but I don't know if it has a new title.
It does have a new title. This scenario is going to be called Young Blood, which will make sense in 5 minutes. I'm sure that you all won't say it. Work in Propolis. If we decide we want to name it something cooler later, we can. But hey, everybody, it's me, Bridget. I am RPPR's most innovative GM and Delta Green Death Channel's fan favorite guest star. Let's go in Discord orders. Introduce yourselves and remind everybody what character you're playing.
Hey, it's Russ Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. I'm playing Agent Julian, Erik Sørensen, a antiquities expert, works at an auction house who has been roped into authenticating and studying occult tomes and grimoires and other cursed artifacts for Delta Green. And yeah, he's going great. Everything's happy. Oh yeah, I need to pick a new fucking permanent disorder, don't I?
You do?
Yeah. Well, let me look at that real quick. So things are going great for Julian.
I have an obsession. If you just want an obsession, I'll give you one.
Okay, sure.
On healing the sick.
Oh yeah.
Obsession with on healing the sick.
All right. I guess I know what I'm doing for my home pursuit.
All right, I'm Yeti. I'm playing Agent Jennifer, real name Emma Masterson. She is a former Navy lieutenant and is now a consulting analyst with Rank Corporation. And her main new motivation is to get away from the crazy people that she's been lumped in with. And she managed to keep most of her sand in spite of getting shot with a double-barrel shotgun last game. So I'm not entirely sure how that worked out, but
you just got winged by it.
Yeah. Yes,
did you get any permanent injuries from that?
I took 5 damage.
You by the thing you have to get down to 2 hit points to get like a permanent injury. Yeah. Getting half your health knocked out at once does stun you. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I was stunned for the entire combat, but I did not pick up any major injuries, so that worked out about as well as anyone could expect.
It could have gone way worse because that was 46 of damage. I was expecting it to miss you.
And it somehow only did 5.
So yeah, so Jennifer's fine.
And Faye? I am Faye. You know who I am. Don't look for me. I am playing Estelle Cunegonde, a French-American former wildlife forensic scientist who primarily worked with animal smuggling cases. And her brain fry moment is she was called into a case when a string of bites was thought to be attributed to some sort of unnatural wild animal. And whether or not that was an animal, I guess it was an animal technically. But that case went bad, fried her brain, and then she got called in to do the labor of dogs and has become very protective or perhaps obsessed with Jennifer. And speaking of which, did we decide on if we formed trauma bonds?
Yes. I was just looking up the rules now. I found it. It's on page 37 in the handbook. Every time someone in your team undergoes a catastrophic trauma, there's a chance your agent develops or deepens bonds with them. Such traumas include temporary insanity, new disorder, incapacitated by injuries, someone dies, anything else the handler considers severe enough stress. After the crisis, when things are calm, your agent must make a SAN test. There are no effects if it succeeds. If it fails, you gain a new bond with each Delta Green teammate up to present for the disaster and increases any bonds that were there. So I guess that's the first step to see if we do that. So it's a SAN test.
Yeah, everybody roll your SAN.
I want to roll the SAN at what we were at before we recovered or what we ended up with at the very end.
Either, whichever is easier for you to remember.
Okay. Well, I already changed that part of the character sheet, so
I fail that.
I fail that too.
All right, well, they're crazy.
Yay.
I don't want anything to do with them.
So everybody that failed, you have trauma bonds with the rest of your team at 1d4.
Well, hold on. There are rules for this. So the failed SAN test adds a new individual bond, write the character's name and say Delta Green next to it. Its value is half your charisma. You lose 1d4 from one other bond of your choice if you have any left. So let's see here. Yeah, so there is a cost to that. So yeah, it's half our charisma score though. So I guess I
then
should
pop
round
1d4 off of something else.
Yeah, let's see.
5. Wow, I'm quite fond of you.
Yep. Let's see here. Agent JULIAN. At least I know I'll survive if she's around.
That's what the other people said.
Yep. Oh yeah. So we do it for both people though. So I also have one for.
Oh, we roll again?
No, it's you gain it for everyone. So like.
Sick.
It's one failed sand check means 2 new bonds.
All right. I have fonds with both of you.
And it's another D4 off another of your non-Delta Green bonds.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So things are going great in our personal lives.
Does Jormungandr even have other bonds?
Jormungandr has 1 bond.
Jormungandr has 1 bond, and it's a great bond.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, you might want to spend some time with them, kind of repair that.
Oh, I will be. I will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, now that we have our trauma bonds and our skills and other improvement things out of the way, it's time for home scenes, because you have some downtime between the labor of dogs and the new scenario. So I will let everybody do 2 things. You can have a normal home scene, and you can have, for free, 1 stay on the case. So you can do 2 stay on the cases if you want. Otherwise, I don't care what you do. You can start as whoever feels called to. You can start, or we can go down the list.
So would staying on the case include reading on healing the sick?
Yep.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will obviously read that book and cover to cover because I am obsessed with it. And then I will probably spend some quality time with one of my bonds to try and undo some of the damage.
Okay. So for staying on the case, you got to drop a bond by 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll put it on Jormungandr.
Asshole.
Stop biting people. Stop eating fingers.
It's effective.
All right. So I secretly roll your occult skill. What's your occult skill?
72.
Damn.
So you're poring over your new obsession, which is on healing the sick.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't witness, but you heard about the effects of when people were reading the unedited copy of On Healing the Sick. Thankfully, this is an edited copy of On Healing the Sick, so reading it doesn't cause you to go insane. But you have heard of like similar concepts, perhaps to how it works in other media. Since everybody who reads it has a different reaction to it, but it has a reaction to it, you feel like there's some kind of subliminal messaging inside the book, like based in phrases, and like, so when you're reading it, is something that communicates with your brain in some way, like it's programming it, like it's pushing a program into your brain.
Okay.
And obviously you're not affected by this because it has been edited to be focused to girls between the age of 15 and 17.
I see. Okay.
So, don't leave it at a high school, I guess.
Oh, no, that's how we get a new opera. Yeah, that's how we get a new mission. Okay.
Let's see.
You telling me
Your
that the
agent
Lisa
gains
Frank edition?
1d6 minus 3 sanity and coming to terms with what happened.
1d6 minus 3. All right. 2 out of 5. Good job. Rolling high. Cool.
Feel like you are understanding this thing that has ruined your life.
Yeah, it really has. God, my fucking...
So what one are we spending time with?
We are going to spend time with my old school, one of my childhood friends, Victor Nielsen. He's visiting town in New York, and I want to show him a good time. Yeah.
So where do you take him?
Let's see. Obviously, like the museums and library of New York, but like tasteful, like the Blue Room, like a jazz club. Not anything too. I'm respectable, right? Yeah.
Okay. So Victor is assuming a level of high life. Like when you go, like you go to the nice art galleries, you're like, oh yeah, a friend of mine.
Yes,
just opened up this exhibit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take him. I'll take him. Give him a special behind-the-scenes tour of Sotheby's, so you can see all the stuff that's going to go up on auction soon. This is Damien Hirst's. No, I don't think he forged the information on this one. It's fine. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So we're not going to like the re-showing of the Kawaii exhibition. We don't want to show him the cowboy sculpture.
Oh no, that's fine. No, I'm more concerned. I don't want to take him to any nightclubs where it's like, hey, let's see,
this is where I
Eric,
get, like, cocaine.
Yeah. Like I don't want him to meet my coke dealer. All right, like that's like, so I'm going to avoid those kind of places.
Singular coke dealer.
Well, my main coke dealer. All right, like. Yeah, or any of them, really. You're right. Good point.
It's the reliable source of coke dealing. He's got some backups that are a little more scuffed.
Yeah. I don't want to meet any of those people. So that is a sand test. Cool. If I succeed, I get 1d6 back to that bond. And let's see here. I do succeed. Yay.
Okay, so you managed to remain normal enough in polite society.
Yeah.
He just assumes like, oh, this is like the good old days. Remember when we used to pal around in college?
Yeah, we really needed that. He was down to 6. So he's back up to 11, which is my maximum because that's my charisma. So yeah, thanks, Victor.
You were just gone and you didn't say anything and you were obsessed with this new thing. But it's like, oh, okay, we got spend some time together. It's like, okay, you're very clearly normal. It was just one of those things that happen, like midlife crises.
And so I'm definitely not going to be like being pissed at him later on during the mission.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
fucking
it.
Damn it, I could have been doing cocaine.
Yeah, I could have been doing
cocaine.
I could have been reading my weird fucked up book, but no, I could have been at the gun range, which I'm probably going to
I'm eating a cannoli and it's great. And then I'm going to do cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I can go next.
All right. What do you want to do?
I've decided I'm going to spend some time training.
What are we training?
Some bad things happened to me, and now I want to train my unarmed combat.
So where are you going?
Well, the karate dojo obviously didn't cut it last time, so I think we're going to try out something new. I don't know, like
MMA?
Yeah, she's rolling into an MMA gym now.
Okay.
Like this karate thing, that sucks.
What do people think of you at what's your vibe going into the MMA gym?
Oh, I don't know. I think the way that Emma would go is she would look up like the ones on Google that have like good reviews, and then get there and realize that all those reviews were written by like college bros. It's like MMA, but like all of the instructors are like your local high school wrestling coach or like the collegiate like football guy that is doing this. I don't know, like to get money, the rich kid money from the local college. So like they're not putting anyone up for like fights or anything, but.
Okay. Well, in that context, roll your unarmed skill.
All right. Unarmed at base. I rolled a 77.
Ooh, critical failure.
I failed that.
Yeah. So Ross would know how many more points you get as you're training your...
Well, if we're using the playtesting rules, it's 10 to each to 2 skills.
Nice.
Or 1 to stat or specialty. So yeah.
Hell yeah. So you got unarmed at 50, and then
probably would make sense as a fucking other skill if you're all training at this gym all the time.
Yeah, dodge your athletics.
Dodge too.
If you can dodge a punch, you can dodge a shoggoth.
Pretty sure that's dodge a car. You can dodge a ball.
Do I need to roll for the second one as well?
Mm-mm.
You think, or
so you do need to do? I believe you drop a bond by one point because you're
I do.
ignoring your family obligations to do your cool new MMA.
Yeah.
Then what do you want to do for your stay on the case? What are you researching that helps you understand what happened and how to move forward in your life?
So I'm going to drop the bond on the siblings.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I'm doing this for them. So, they're the reason I'm suffering through all these college bros.
Right.
And for staying on the case, I think I'm going to look at those bamboo strips.
Okay. Can you read classical Chinese?
No, but I have anthropology at 40.
That's
right.
I'm
Let's
hoping
roll
that works.
anthropology at 40.
See if that
As
works.
you-
If I can identify
yeah.
it. That's a 30.
Okay, so you can't read it yourself, so you're going to have to bring in somebody. So is this like a contact at work? Is this like a collegiate associate who's helping you translate this?
Yeah, let's bring in an old friend from college or something that got really big into the Chinese history track, and now they're forever tied to academia because they can't go anywhere else with it.
Okay. So they're composed in classical Chinese, and it's kind of hard to say what exactly they're on because it seems like one of those like compendiums of a specific person's like life / everything they said. And so like some of it is just like meditations on the weather and like how to boil an egg and things like that. So it's really obsessed with the idea of change. So it talks a lot about moving through seasons and the way society evolves, but also curves back in on itself. You know that it is like super, super old. It's hard to date this exact copy of it. You're pretty sure that it is like sort of close to modern era, like modern era is in like the last 2,000 years. It's probably like 100, maybe 150 BC. But it's attributed to someone known as Hassan the Greater, who has been dated back as far as 4200 BC. But there's reports of him like all over antiquity. So it is hard to say, like, is the text that he's first mentioned in actually that old? Is he actually that old? Hard to say. So yeah.
All right.
Get your free sanity back.
Hooray.
Your 1d6 minus 3.
Oh, well, I'm already at full, so...
Okay. And I'm going to skip over you. Let's go to Estelle. Cunegonde.
All right. So I think I'll do my free stay on the case first.
Okay.
We have the fucking like cursed shit in, I guess, a green box, basically, right?
Somewhere, yeah. Where are
Somewhere.
you keeping all of your cursed shit, by the way?
I don't know.
JSL?
U-Haul, rent a cube.
Oh, I can get a place.
Oh, right. You're a fucking antiques
Yeah,
person.
like,
You've got all kinds of like.
there's all
storage
kinds of
areas.
places to store art where the tax man doesn't know about it. Like, yeah, same concept. Yeah, there's warehouses and things like that. The real question is, do we want to ship it overseas to really make it secure? Probably not. But yeah,
No, because you want to get access to it.
Yeah, I think we need
Yeah.
persistent
Yeah.
access to it.
yeah. But I would undoubtedly know like warehouses near the docks that would like, stash things and no one looks at them twice.
You could get it lost towards a location.
Basically.
All right, so I think I'll pay a visit to our little storage area. I'm looking specifically for the shakuhachi.
Yeah, that's there. That's just a normal ass looking shakuhachi. Looks extremely old. It is surprisingly still damp a little bit on the inside, like someone just played it. Which is not good for instruments, but you've tried to clean it before.
And it remains damp.
And what is this for those who aren't familiar with the term?
So shakuhachi is a 8-holed wooden flute that is 1 shaku long. So just imagine a recorder. It's very similar to that, but like one long tube of wood. Yeah, it's that cute flute noise you hear in samurai films.
Or
Okay.
Inuyasha.
Or Inuyasha.
Inuyasha.
Kagome. Inuyasha. Anyway.
So, all right, yeah, I think I obviously won't give a shit about the spit, and I will blow into it. I'll try and do whatever it was that fucking Erik did to get it to work.
Odds are even.
Odds.
You son of a bitch. Okay. So once again,
Yes!
it was exactly as you believed it would be. An enormous man that fills the room who has obvious signs of demonic ancestry, like his goat head, his massive gnarled hands, his hooves, but is otherwise dressed very smartly in a gold accented tuxedo. He looks down at you, like his goat eyes focused on you. And he holds up one hand as though he has counted to the number 3.
Okay. My first question is, what was his fucking full name and title? Carter Renault, something Carter Renault.
Chief Warrant Officer Carter Renault.
Okay, yeah. Is Chief Warrant Officer Carter Renault still alive?
The bloodied jester still toils in a court of his own making.
Okay, interesting.
And he puts down one finger.
Okay. How do I phrase this next question to get an answer? All right, I can't figure out how to phrase it, so I'll just go with, what is the location of Chief Warrant Officer Carter Renault?
Does not answer that question.
All right. Fuck. What is the relation between the nothing inside me and on healing the sick?
Predator to prey, one that devours the other.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right, and my last question is there any way to cure what happened to me?
Answer unclear. Ask again later.
Bound in a cycle of infinity, consuming all it touches.
Great.
And
Okay.
it puts down the last finger and disappears.
Interesting. Okay. Well, now I'm going to do my bond tending. I think I will go
Yay!
directly from this strange meeting to the bond meeting.
So, are you meeting Tender Girl?
I am meeting Tender Girl.
Okay.
So
You want to set the scene or you want me to do it?
yeah, I'll set the scene.
Okay.
So my only bond prior to forming trauma bonds with Julian and Jennifer is a young college-aged call girl whose name I can't remember or forgot, who I refer to as Tender Girl. I invite her over to my home, and when she gets there, Estelle opens the door, guides her in, doesn't say anything, guides her over to the kitchen table, and Estelle has cooked a very nice meal, like an actual fucking meal, only for the girl, and sits on the opposite side of the table staring at Tender Girl and waits patiently for her to finish eating.
Yeah, so she finishes eating. I think she makes some light comments, doing the thing like, "Oh, did you change the sauce up a little bit? It's like there's more garlic in it."
You commented that it wasn't flavorful enough last time.
Oh, well, I mean, it wasn't an insult. I just, like it was a little
I see.
last time.
How is school?
Yeah, school's going great. I was able to, get that course paid off with, with the money you gave me last time, and my grades are okay. I think I'm gonna do a 3.1 probably this semester.
And how is things with your family?
I mean, I still have a good relationship with my sister, so I've been texting her a lot, but neither of us is really talking to Dad, for obvious reasons. But I mean, I spent Christmas there, and that was okay, I guess.
Estelle is just staring at her with an intensity not really befitting the conversation.
You sure you don't want me to, go down on you or something? Because, we can do... This isn't usually what people... I mean, I kind of feel bad taking your money.
I'm
for
certain.
this.
Did you enjoy the meal?
Yeah, it was really good. I eat a lot of quick stuff out of the cantina, so yeah, I mean, home cooked meals is pretty tasty.
I have other appointments to keep. Here. And Estelle slides across the table an envelope with $300 in it.
I think she's more tactful than to count it while she's there.
Right.
So she's yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I hope you have a good appointment. Just page me when you need me again.
No response except the intense stare.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Wait, did you already roll to see if it was a successful bond, or is that a...
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Yeah,
Let's see what this was.
Because role-playing wise, I don't think that was a successful role. That was role-playing a failed role, but I don't know. That's just...
Well, I don't know. I think it's successful for JöRMUNGANDR.
Yeah.
I got a fucking 43. I don't know what I'm rolling against. I got a
Sand.
43. Sand?
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Yeah,
under
you
it.
gotta restore 1d6 to your
1d6 up to your charisma. That's the highest
Up
value.
to my
of,
charisma.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
like,
in
that
the
went great.
future we roll the sand first, and then that kind of informs whether this is a good bond meeting or a bad.
I think,
No, it's funnier to do it the other way.
Yeah.
I think that's
All
as
right.
good as it gets for Estelle anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
And listen, honestly, if you were a college kid in a not talking to your family situation, getting $300 from some random office lady that makes you
I've done
food and
worse
then
for
doesn't ask you to
$300.
do anything,
Yeah.
I'd be fucking thrilled to have that bond.
So time passes. Early December was our last case. So this one is in late March. Some amount of time has passed. You've been studying various things. You can tell me that you wanted to study a particular grimoire if you wanted during that amount of time, and I will let you lose sanity to gain the effects of having read it. But we'll save that for later. You get a message on your little phones, your little burner phones. You've gotten new ones. You go through them like every month.
Oh, sure.
You get them out of a little dead drop. And it's the same thing as last time. The letter J followed by a series of numbers and a time code. And it's to meet Agent Jobez, your handler. She wants you to meet her in Bonner County, Idaho. There is a town in Bonner County called Sandpoint. It is very small. Let me Sandpoint, Idaho, population 2023. 10,000 people. It's actually one of the faster growing cities in Idaho. 10,000 people. So it's not like, like a rural town necessarily, but it's also not that big. It's a couple of main streets, So I assume we take flights out to Spokane and then drive our way over.
Yeah, red eye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So, it's easy to get a rental car, but you do have to drive over a significant amount of
Nothing.
wilderness area almost. Like the highway just goes straight through all these gorgeous gorges, actually. It's very beautiful. And this is in a post-climate change world, of course. So it's March. It's the end of March. We should be getting into spring, but of course there is snow and ice everywhere. So I presume that you have dressed appropriately, or maybe you did. Should be also funny.
All North Face. Very, very chic.
You're so fake. You're such a fucking fake asshole.
So you meet Agent Jobez in the parking lot of Bonner General Health, which is the major hospital for the surrounding area.
Oh, before we get there, I am going to after I after I land in the airport, get the rental car, I'm going to look up pawn stores or if there's a gun show in town going on, and I'm going to buy a fucking handgun and some ammo.
Yeah, it's Idaho. It's trivially easy to acquire a firearm.
Yeah, something
Fucking Cabela's, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually go to the Cabela's and get the teen behind the counter to give you a handgun without the waiting period. It's Idaho.
Yeah. Well, I want to buy it used, to minimize places with security cameras and shit like that. So
Off the record.
Yeah, as much as possible. So gun show preferably, but yeah.
That
Anyways.
weird guy that's hanging out in the gun store.
Yeah, you know a guy that knows a guy. You go to a thing that is very obviously a meth house. They sell you a firearm. You've been to these places before.
Yep.
Similarly, I think JöRMUNGANDR would go to a hunting store and just get a butcher knife or a knife for flaying animals.
Okay.
I mean, specifically.
Agent Jennifer, are you getting any type of firearm?
I don't think she's going to get a firearm. I think she's going to grab a knife or something. Something that wouldn't be
You get the finest small ninja blades at any gas station.
true.
Only trust your fists.
Yeah.
Only trust your fists. So you are in the parking lot of Bonner General Health. It's not like a fancy parking garage or anything. It's just a big slab of concrete, the way you do it. There are a couple of little, you ever been to shitty apartment things where they have the little tents of sheet metal to sort of keep rain off of cars? There's a bunch of those for the staff section and patients up towards the front. You are parked in the back of the parking lot, and Agent Jobez is chilling and smoking.
Okay. I approach him and lighting up my own cigarette.
She seems about as pleased to see you as she normally does, which, in the limited contact you've had with her is not particularly. So when you all pile in, she says, all right, I'm going to be on site for this one, just to field extra communications. If you need something special, you could call me. When you're on the phone, don't give anything away, just generic instructions, place to meets, anything like that. We have a couple of favors we can pull for this one, but it's going to cost us if we have to bring in some kind of outside personnel to give you excuses to do things. It's gonna be a headache. So don't call me at all if you can help it. The thing we're dealing with is there are unexplained cases of life-threatening anemia. We were contacted a few hours ago by one Dr. Britt Bitters. She is our point of contact for this mission. I want you to go in, speak to her, figure out what's going on, and take care of it.
How much does she know? Is she in the organization, or is she just a contact?
She knows that you're with a government organization that does shady things. That's it.
Has she seen the elephant?
She's been in the room with it.
Okay. But that's it. She'll tell us what's going on.
She'll tell you what's going on. You figure out how to fix it, and you make sure nobody finds out about it.
Okay. Is this connected to anything we've done previously?
Real human.
Oh boy.
Oh, 83. That is a fail.
No, this is not connected to anything we've done previously.
All right. Well, I'll just start marking which skills I fail.
Are we expecting resistance?
Currently, there's no active threat. I don't know if the vector is aggressive. That's something I will need you to determine.
Is it another grimoire hunt?
I don't believe so.
All right. So where are we supposed to meet the doctor?
You're just supposed to go in and meet her in her not exactly office. There's a doctor's room that she's going to pull the blinds on so you can have a communique with her.
Okay. I'll start heading that way.
Okay, you go into Honor General Health. You identify yourselves as specialists here to assist Dr. Bitters. A check-in staff refers you to a nurse, and the nurse takes you to the doctor's lounge. Dr. Britt Bitters is a striking internal medicine doctor in her mid-40s with sharp features and a perpetually stern expression. She brings you into the room, locks the door behind you, closes the shutter, and a rave of relief washes over her face as she sees all of you. She says, "Thank God you're here. I know I'm not supposed to ask a lot of questions, but this is completely out of my depth, and I need so much help."
Okay. Well, just start from the beginning. What happened?
So this is on a Tuesday, where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
She says, 2 days ago, I responded to an urgent call in the middle of the night. The ICU took in 5 kids from the ER, all of them exhibiting signs of severe acute anemia with no visible cause. I checked them up and down for cuts and punctures or bug bites or anything, but there's nothing. There's no history of blood disease in their family. I checked. I ran labs over and over again. They came back fine. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just losing blood.
Have you been transfusing anything?
Yes. First, we put them on saline because we thought maybe they were just like a little dehydrated, a little less, but their cell counts were going back up. So we ran a transfusion on them, and then we ran another transfusion on them, and now I just have blood bags in them all the time. We can't pump blood and saline back into them fast enough. It's like something is exsanguinating these kids. Their blood is just evaporating.
Oh.
That's not a good sign.
Where were these kids before this?
So we got them out of the ER. They're all like local kids. Not all of them are from Sandpoint, obviously, but
So they're from different households?
Yes.
They weren't at what time of year is this? Oh,
This is right around spring break.
Spring break. Oh, okay.
Winter because it's Idaho and the
Yeah.
world is hell.
So are there they weren't at some sort of shared place, like a campsite?
As far as I know, they came. I did some calling around, and there's actually more cases than just our hospital exhibiting the same things. There's stuff out in Coeur d'Alene. There's some in Post Falls. I've even heard about a case in Walla Walla. It's just teens coming in to the ER with acute anemia. We've got them on IV drips and blood transfusions near constantly, and they're just burning through our blood supplies.
Only teens.
Yeah, teens.
Have you found any link between any of them? Like any sort of common?
No, they're all in the Pacific Northwest. Like they're all localized to this area, I guess.
Okay.
This area of several hundred miles.
Yeah. But no shared. They weren't in the same place at the same time, went to the same school, went to the same church.
Different schools, different churches. As far as we know, they might not have even had contact with each other. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to ask them questions.
Are they still just unconscious the entire time?
They have moments of lucidity. They don't appear to be experiencing pain. They just describe to us feelings of weakness, feelings of tiredness.
Did all those other cases, they all start at the same time as well? 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago. It just hit us all at the same time. Near exactly.
But they look like their parents noticed. You said it was at the middle of the night. How did they even find out about it? If normally people would be asleep. Did they wake up and tell their parents?
Well, I came in the middle of the night. I think the cases came in either in the afternoon or perhaps the evening.
Okay.
I came in after things started to escalate.
I see. So they weren't all coming in at once. They were trickling in.
No, initially we thought it was just, like I said, like low cell count, dehydration.
Okay. So it wasn't like something that they all started getting sick, started losing blood at the same time. Around the same time. I mean, it's all the same day. They were all admitted to the ICU at roughly the same time. Okay. I guess we'll need to, are any of the parents here?
I think there's a couple in the lobby.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to talk to them and we'll have to see their bedrooms where they were.
Get statements from parents, chaperones, and whoever brought them in see if there's anything common in the circumstances.
So if you want a list of the patients, that is absolutely breaking HIPAA laws. So need to persuade Dr. Bitters to do a thing she has sworn to never do.
Okay. I have persuade. What is my persuade at? It is at 60, so yeah. The 34.
Okay. Yeah, I can lose some papers as long as you don't tell anybody. I can't check. I don't have the authority to check the other hospitals, so I can't give you the names of the patients there. But I have a list of the names of all of the patients that I have dumped into this trash can, including their contact information for their whatever's listed on their insurance. It might not be up to date. Kids don't generally come into the hospital very often other than for their shots before they enter school. So
yeah. Is there anything else we should know before we start talking?
Past visiting hours. So there should be very few people in the hospital. So if you wanted to go see the patients, probably she could go with you.
I would.
But she doesn't know what you would learn from it.
Yeah. If there's any parents here. Yeah, what time of day is it?
So this is like after 7 p.m.
Okay.
You came in the morning on the red eye and then you drove over. It takes a little bit to get from Spokane up through Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to look at them, feel free to. If there's any parents here, I'll try and talk to one of them. We need to get access to their bedroom, and I guess. Yeah. Well, we have to find the link. There's something linking all of these cases together. We just have to
see if we can find anything out of the ordinary and when the symptoms started, maybe a couple days before, something like that.
So who's all is going to go check out the parents who are still here, and who all is going to go view the kids?
I'll talk to the parents. I
Investigating the
social skills.
kids.
I'll also go to the parents.
Okay, so most of the parents have left. You don't know if it's temporary or not. Generally speaking, after hours, after visiting hours, they want people to go home. They have not communicated the seriousness of the patient's conditions to the parents, because saying, we don't know, all of the blood in your child's body is missing somehow, is not exactly like conducive to stopping a panic. Dr. Bitters has clamped down on information in the department as much as possible. She mentions to you that it's just her and the nurse that's in charge of helping her with the transfusions, the tech that does it. She doesn't want anybody to know. The guy in the blood lab is already suspicious, but she's trying to keep this from spiraling out of control. So there's only one family. They're sitting in the ER waiting room, because that's the place that's open at this point in time. It is John and Samantha Robinson. They're look like lower class working people. They're just sitting and drinking shitty coffee, and they appear to be praying.
I said Robinson was their last name.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Robinson. I'm a medical investigator. I'm working with Dr. Bitters. I'm trying to help figure out what's going on with your child. Can I talk to you for a moment?
Oh, you're like one of them doctors on TV, the Mr. House, the guys that know stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm a specialist in this field. We're trying to, just go over your child's history of like what they've been doing, where they've been, to see if there's any environmental cause.
We were just asking the Lord for guidance and reassurance, so this is definitely welcome, Doctor. What can we help you with?
Yeah, so just be very clinical, very professional, and just like, have you noticed anything unusual in the last week or so in their behavior or appearance?
No. Timmy was a perfect little angel. He's very upstanding, a member of the community. He does a good job in school. He does his chores. He helps out after hours. He's in the baseball club. Everything was fine. And then a couple of days ago, he's just said he was real tired and he went to lay down. And he didn't come out for dinner. And then when we came in, he looked real pale, Just didn't look good at all. And we couldn't rouse him. So we took him to the hospital, and they said they're going to have to hold on to him. Something about a low blood count. The doctor didn't really explain it, but we're not really, sciencey types. Mm-hmm. So it would have gone over my head anyway.
Yeah, we're still trying. We're still trying to come up with an exact cause. Timmy's responding very well to blood transfusions, but obviously we need to figure out what's going on before we can successfully treat Timmy. So yeah, has Timmy traveled anywhere in the last year?
Traveled
or been in?
We don't really do. We do family vacations. We camp sometimes. There's all kinds of parks you can go out and hang out in. We like to do that as a family. I guess the only other place is he went to one of those revivals. They have these for kids sometimes. We send him to that once a year.
When was that?
It would have been about maybe 6 months ago.
6 months ago? No. Yeah, if I could have the details of that, just so we can, see what's happening. So yeah, I'll just try and get a timeline of what Timmy's whereabouts and activities, ask if Timmy goes to the library, does any reading, or if Timmy's met with anybody, outside of school. Yeah.
He has a part-time job at the Jack in the Box. He's in the baseball club, so seasonally he plays baseball for his high school. He goes to church and participates in Sunday school. It's a local church that they head to, a First Baptist church. 6 months ago, he was part of a teen revival. There's a group called the Christian Crusaders, apparently. Puts on a lot of ministries, big tent ministries. So he went to one of those.
Okay. Yeah, if I can get your information too, we may need to search Timmy's bedroom to see if there's anything we're overlooking. But this will be enough for now. Unless there's anything else you think I should know, and while I ask this, I'm definitely going to be like studying them intently to see if there's anything they're holding back.
So I'm not going to need you to roll human on this because they're not lying to you.
Yeah.
That's everything they think they know.
Okay.
They didn't hear of him getting like sick or hurting himself or anything like that.
And Timmy's not a reader, is he? He doesn't read.
Well, he does his devotionals. You know, we've been studying, I think he's been studying Leviticus recently.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for this information. We'll be using it. If you have any questions, just Dr. Bitters will keep you up to date. Timmy's in excellent hands. Thank you. So, yeah. Unless Jennifer, did you have any questions you wanted to add?
No, I think that covers pretty much everything. Like they said, there's nothing out of the ordinary as far as we can tell, right? You just went to go take a nap one day and then wasn't feeling so well.
Yeah, so just need to until we get other people's timelines, we don't have nothing to compare it to. So, but we, school activities, job, but Timmy's not the kind of person. So yeah, I'm going to look up these things on my laptop after we go to see if any of them, if they're church or this revival or anything like that looks weird.
I will send you the list of. It is organized by the parents' names, and their kid's name is afterwards. These are the 5 cases at Bonner General Health. There's the Robinson family for their son Timothy, the Walker family for their son Levi, the Evans family for their son Jeremy, the Cook family for their daughter Catherine, and the Bradshaw family for their son Travis. So while you were looking up information on them, let's head up to JöRMUNGANDR. JöRMUNGANDR, what are we doing?
Tracking down
6 children.
Yeah, tracking down one of the kids and assuming that I can get into the room. I'd like to examine the kid for any bite marks or abrasions or anything that would indicate foreign object entry into the body or anything exiting the body or just things that don't appear normal on a human body. That'd be first aid or medicine?
Yeah, but I mean, the doctor goes with you, and she's like, I'm kind of opposed to the level of handling you're doing to the children. It seems kind of unnecessary. I mean, we've already checked them up once and down before.
I think JöRMUNGANDR was going to just do it, but pauses once the doctor says something, turns to her and says, I'm a specialist. You called because you wanted a specialist on the case. Do you want me to work or do you want me to wait?
Okay, it's just, I mean, I'm really out of my depth, and do you really have to handle them like they're dolls?
I think that comment kind of catches JöRMUNGANDR off guard. She doesn't really know what to say to that. So is she going to stop me from investigating?
She's going to concernedly help you.
Okay.
Instead of just rolling the kids over and stuff, she's helping you ease them into position.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So roll medicine.
There's a 47 under 60.
47 under 60. Okay. So it's because that you've seen the unnatural before.
Right.
You notice something that Dr. Bitters doesn't. So you're looking through it with just the light that's in the room, and then you think to yourself, well, what if we check that with a light that's not it? So you procure a black light, because you just have one of those in a lab. Right. And you run it over the kids again, and something fluoresces. There is a mark about the size of a quarter on the right trapezius close to the spine. It's basically the middle of the shoulder blade there, but close to the spine. It's a mark at the size of a quarter that fluoresces under a black light.
Do I recognize the mark?
Let's roll a cult.
Yeah, 19 under 30.
It looks like a very, very compressed Key of Solomon.
Great. Not related to any previous cases, my ass.
Do you want to roll? Do you want to roll unnatural?
Yeah, I'd love to roll unnatural. Come on, baby. That is another 19 under 20.
All right, roll sanity.
Okay. 100 is good, right?
Yeah, 100 is... Well, yeah, actually, that means it's...
It's either a crit success or a crit failure. It's one or the other. There's no middle ground with that.
You rolled the maximum possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the crit failure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say it's a crit failure. So go ahead and take 2.
Okay.
So you go to confirm on all of the other kids, and they all have the same mark in the same place. Like it's some kind of brand that has been put onto them. And you recognize that, having looked at the information that was in the last game that dealt with quote unquote hypergeometric transposition. It's not a magical spell or ritual in and of itself, but it marks the kids as being part of a ritual, like the components for one.
So the kids are ingredients.
The kids are ingredients.
Great. Okay. Well, I'm not telling Dr. Bitters this, but I will try and locate Julian and Jennifer.
They're in the lobby, having just finished the conversation with the families.
JöRMUNGANDR approaches both of you with good news.
Yeah.
Oh. What'd you find?
Each of the children has the minor key of Solomon branded on the right trapezius. It fluoresces under black light. It marks them as ingredients.
Marked how? Is it like something we can erase?
I don't know. We could attempt scouring it off of the flesh, or perhaps removing that portion. But I doubt the symbol itself means much.
Yeah, it could do nothing. It could stop whatever's happening and save the kid, but it could also kill the kid. It could also alert whoever did that to the kid. We don't know how it works, so I guess we leave it on for now. One of these kids went to... The only thing that seems unusual is a church revival 6 months ago, but I don't know. If we could know what it was made out of, what the mark was made out of.
What was the... Are we in Indiana or Idaho right now?
Idaho.
Okay. I always get those two fuckers mixed up. What was the name of the church that was in Indiana? It was in Gary, Indiana. Or did we get a name of the church, or was it a publishing house?
It was a publishing house.
Yeah.
Heaven at Home.
Heaven at Home. Okay.
It's a publishing house in Gary, Indiana. And then the other piece of information you've gotten is that they went to a Christian Crusaders revival.
I see.
I mean, obviously, you also have the list of names of the kids that are at Bonner General House.
So we're looking at a similar denomination and a similar method, and looking at the names of the kids.
Okay.
You can roll accounting if you want to try and dig through information that, like, publicly available information, or to like dig up their tax history. You can get access to some things through Agent Jobez, as long as it is low impact. The fewer excuses she has to make, the more likely she is to say yes.
What time of day is this?
This is like 8:30
AM or PM? PM. And there was only good.
So the minor key of Solomon.
Sorry, it's a key of Solomon, a small key of Solomon. I should have phrased that better.
Okay. So it's the small key of Solomon. So which of the texts that we have talks the most about the key of Solomon?
So you don't have the Ars Goetia.
Yeah.
None of these.
Not Healing the Sick, that never mentioned it, or any other works.
We did see it a lot.
This edited version of Healing the Sick has, like, basically as watermarks on a few of the pages are drawn keys of Solomon.
Okay.
Configured, of course, for Azazel, the scapegoat angel.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the Key of Solomon. There are multiple things of it, right? Like which is it? Yeah, which one is it?
Roll occult.
Yeah, make a 20.
Kind of strange. It doesn't seem to be associated. So the Ars Goetia is the collection of demons.
Mhm.
So Azazel is in there as Azazel is a fallen angel.
Mm-hmm.
This one's kind of weird. You kind of have to go out of your wheelhouse a little bit to look up just like generic Christian symbology. This appears to be configured for the angel Raziel.
Can we check one of the other kids to see if they have the exact same?
Yeah, all of the kids have the exact same mark in the same position, same size.
Okay. All right. So we know it's connected to Raziel. So that's a start. So none of our texts that we have reference Raziel.
He's the keeper of secrets of all magic.
Yeah, the thing you know about Raziel is that Raziel took pity on humans and created a book that contains, quote, all knowledge. After Adam and Eve ate from the tree of good and evil, Raziel gave them the book and was punished by God for it. What happened to the book afterwards is like up to debate. It may have been thrown in the ocean. Raziel may have recovered it. It's all like hearsay because nobody has ever read a book that contains all knowledge.
He's another Prometheus.
Sounds pretty similar.
Was Raziel's key, his symbol in the? You said like the healing stick had like these watermarks that were keys to Solomon. Was Raziel like?
No,
like,
they were for Azazel.
Okay. So like okay.
Would I be able to like? I have computer science at 60. Would I be able to like Google Foo, see if there's any connections between that revival tour or whatever and the publishing house that we found?
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll for that. Oh, that's a 69, so
Nice.
a little off.
Little off.
Yeah, that's a fail.
You don't even know where to look, presumably.
All the fucking AI search bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google no longer works.
Yeah. I want to talk to the parents. The other parents.
You have the list of the other parents. It will take some time to chase all of them down. Like I said, not all of them are local exactly to Sandpoint.
Right. Whichever is closest, I think we should talk to.
Okay. So the closest one is probably the Evans family, or perhaps the Bradshaw family. They're both within Sandpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, flip a coin. Which one do we want to go after?
Sorry, what's the second one?
Bradshaw? It's Evans or Bradshaw.
Oh, we got to go with the Bradshaw. I hear Bradshaw's
Oh, God.
doctor and lawyer. There is a guy. There is a lawyer who's also a doctor in Springfield. Bradshaw.
I'm aware of Brad Bradshaw.
So you do a little bit of investigation. You know that the neighborhoods that you end up in are very obviously for lower middle class working families. That seems to be a common thread between all of them, is that their parents do not appear to be particularly wealthy. So you roll up into like these like duplexes, these cookie cutter duplexes that they're like probably renting. And so it's the middle of the night. This is getting on to like 9-ish. Or did you want to wait till the next day?
I mean, JöRMUNGANDR, unless someone dissuades her, JöRMUNGANDR would just go.
Just go.
Yeah.
I mean, time is a factor, right? Like, we don't really have it. We need at least one other parent, one other timeline.
Yeah, they are trying to pump these kids full of blood as fast as possible.
Blood is kind of a very limited resource.
Yeah, we're going to have to do a fucking blood drive.
Okay, so you roll up on the Bradshaw family home. You knock on the door, and you hear an angry / irritated, "Yeah, who is it?"
Hi, we're medical investigators. We're working with Dr. Bitters about trying to diagnose Travis's condition. Can we?
The door pops open a little bit. You can see that the chain is still on it, and you see a little bit of the face of a very angry looking man. And he's like, "You got some ID I can see?"
We don't have our credentials for this state.
I think, actually, wait.
Yeah.
I think JöRMUNGANDR would produce her forensic scientist ID.
All right. Yeah.
It's a wildlife forensic scientist, but I don't think he's smart.
Put your
enough to know
thumb where the
difference.
tree is.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, all right.
Splashing it.
Yeah, roll your science versus his alertness.
My science. All right. What is my science?
Did you
15? I don't have
15?
science. I have first aid and medicine.
Do you
All
have
right, well,
forensics or yeah?
Yeah.
Where's forensics? Oh, I do. I have that at 60.
Yeah, roll forensics versus his alertness.
15 under 60.
Okay, so you can tell that he's like a little bit impressed by the official seals, but very clearly doesn't know what's what. The fact that you produced one without question is probably what wins him over.
Yeah.
So he unlatches the door and opens it, and you can see that he is holding a double-barrel shotgun,
Yeah.
Best poker face.
which he opens a broom closet and sets it back in there. And he's like, you can never be too careful. In the neighborhood we're in, like, what kind of types make bang on the door in the middle of the night?
I understand, and normally we would wait until morning, but we just flew in and we want to get started on the case as soon as possible.
Right. Let me just enter our wonderful abode. Brings you into the kitchen, and he shouts up the stairs, "Henrietta, we got company." Henrietta comes downstairs. She seems like a nervous, flighty woman, roughly the same age as Earl, Mr. Earl Bradshaw. She makes you some coffee. She's got a little Mr. Coffee drip machine that she makes fairly weak.
I still drink it.
It's bad.
Jormungandr dutifully drinks it.
Yeah. I will also partake in the weak coffee.
So they offer you seats at the square kitchen table. It kind of looks like a fold-out table from Walmart. And yeah, Earl sits. Henrietta stands behind him. What do you want to ask?
We're just trying to see where Travis has been, who he's met with, because we're trying to see if this is caused by something in the environment.
Travis is a good boy. He always does his homework and his chores, and he says his prayers every night.
Right, but it could be, something, maybe he was allergic or had a reaction to. Did he travel?
He was meeting with people.
Well, it could be. Did he go to summer camp? Did he go anywhere for spring break?
Damn it, Henrietta! I told you that he was palling around with those little socialists again. That's where all of this problem started.
Yeah, if you could just tell us, so he hasn't traveled out of state or out of town in the last year?
No, how would he? He doesn't have a car or nothing. No, there's these limp-wristed little faggots down at his high school. They're into all of that, social justice bullshit, all right? And I must have been 2-3 years now, he got him thinking up to some real queer ideas, if you know what I'm talking about here. But we got one of these local programs, Grace and Glory. Yeah, they fixed him right up, but that's the only, unless he's been seeing them again. But we told him not to. I mean, after he came back from the camp, he's a good, God-fearing Christian like the rest of us.
And which camp is this?
Grace and Glory. It's a camp up in the wilderness there, out by Russet Hills, I think. Like I said, that was 2 or 3 years ago now.
Okay. Did he go? Have you heard of an organization called Christian Crusaders?
Oh yeah, the Christian Crusaders. Yeah, I mean, we see them all the time. They do youth nights down at the local church here. They got a youth pastor. He comes in and speaks to the kids. Been real good about keeping Travis on the wagon,
What's his name?
Steve, maybe?
Please.
LZ? No, it's something French, I think.
Has he gone to any of their revivals?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
They have him, every 2 weeks. I think it goes once a month.
Okay. Does he play baseball or any other sports?
Yeah, he plays football. Sometimes he plays baseball. He's a real athletic kid, takes after his dad.
Mm-hmm.
He thumps his chest, but you're pretty sure that this man has not been athletic for at least 30 years.
Yeah, the glory days. Yeah, I'll just run down and make sure I get an idea of. Does he have a job?
Yeah, he works at local mill.
Okay. And all right. I can't think of anything else. Jennifer, is there anything you want to know?
I think I would like not half-heartedly, but like kind of ask like, oh yeah, could you give us any more information on like the communists that are influencing your son? I want to ask him a couple questions maybe.
Yeah, it's one of them GLBT alliance things. One of those little like clubs that the liberal schools let kids have these days. He used to go to meetings for them. Obviously, when we found out about it, we put a stop to it.
Yeah, naturally. I just wanted to take a step back, just make sure that, if that's... We just wanted to make sure that we could rule that out as a source or...
Yeah, they're down at the Sandpoint High School. I mean, you probably talk to the teachers or whatever. They'll tell you all about them.
Right. Yeah, if we need to start there, then we'll swing by and ask some questions.
Right. You give them a piece of my mind. You let them know that they got to keep Travis away from that shit.
We'll make sure that if we go down there, we'll make sure to let him know.
All right.
Are you familiar with the Heaven at Home program?
Heaven at Home? Yeah, they make devotionals stuff. I mean, we've had a couple of their marriage, family devotionals.
Yeah. Also, did Travis did he act unusual in the day before he fell ill? Anything
he said he was really tired, and he went to go take a nap, and he didn't come down for dinner, and so I went to go check on him, and he wasn't doing very well. So we took him to the hospital, probably around midnight. Earl said that we should wait a little bit, and she's like looking at him with like scared eyes and see if it's okay that she repeats what he said. But he lets it happen. So around midnight, they took him into the ER. They admitted him after that.
Okay. All right. I think that's. Do you have any of their literature here? There's sometimes there could be something in the printing process that can leave a residue that can cause an allergic reaction in a very small number of people, and so we want to test it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've got it right here in my collection.
Yeah.
So he shows you his quote unquote office. He's got a bookshelf. It is all what looks like Christian supply materials. It is just like, deepening your relationship with Jesus, finding your footsteps to faith. So he gives you the Heaven at Home text he has, which is looks like a marital, what do you call it? Reconciliation book. It's like making your wife love you again kind of text.
Okay. Not ideal.
Do you want to flip through it?
Oh, yeah.
It's gross as fuck. So there's an entire section dedicated to what is basically sexually assaulting your spouse, tips for objectifying her so that you can take care of your needs. It is very husband focused.
Thanks, focus on the family. Sorry, I mean Heaven at Home.
Heaven at Home.
So, yeah, Jesus. Are there any like watermarks or other iconography that immediately alerts me?
So roll whatever your antiquing skill is.
Yep. Using history for that. But yeah, 30, 60.
It looks like a normal book, probably printed sometime in the last 10 years, likely given the print date on it. Like this is a yearly reprint. They probably print a lot of these. This looks like it was written maybe 15, 16 years ago, and it's just been a yearly devotional that they put out. That like there's a lot of like quote unquote teaching materials that religious organizations like to use. And so they go to larger name suppliers. Like I said, Christian Supply is one of the big, like just generic outlets for these kind of things. So as far as this is just a dime a dozen book.
Okay. It's no on healing the sick, in other words.
No, it's no on healing the sick. It looks incredibly normal.
Okay. I mean, I'll still take it, but yeah, maybe it's more subtle than that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we have at least one lead now.
The Christian Crusaders, Steve or Steven, who is a regular youth speaker. They attended the First Baptist Church of Sandpoint.
Mm-hmm.
They're both kids you've checked are in sports clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the Grace and Glory summer camp too.
And the Grace and Glory summer camp. Okay, so we've got some leads. It is the middle of the night, so if you stay up, you're going to start burning some willpower. because we're headed on towards like 10:30 p.m. because we went to go visit the Bradshaws. We have a bunch of leads we can track down. There's the youth pastor. There is Heaven at Home. We know that there is various stuff at the high school, Sandpoint High School.
Christian Crusaders.
The Christian Crusaders, which the youth pastor is part of.
There is one thing I want to do before I go to sleep, which is kind of something I thought of while we were on break, and that's calling Dr. Bitters and asking if these kids all have the same blood type or if it's different.
Yeah, they're all different blood types.
Okay. No pre-existing conditions and stuff like that.
No pre-existing conditions. There's not a family history of blood diseases. It is baffling.
Yeah, of course. We would get the case where all the perfectly healthy kids suddenly get sick. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to check off that box. Basic due diligence. And then
so we want to research. What do we want to do?
So do we have lookup addresses for these? Is Christian Crusaders listed as like a full organization, or is that operating as like a team inside of a church? Like, is it? Yeah.
Let's use our ability to gather things off the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray, yeah, my computer science at 60. Let's Google some things. That's a 31 under 60.
Let's duck go some things because
so the Christian Crusaders are a quote-unquote motorcycle ministry. You don't really understand what that means. They appear to look like your average outlaw biker club, just, devoted to Jesus. They hold revivals, tent revivals, where they literally set up a tent and just have a bunch of guest preachers say whatever. They're not out of any specific church, but they do have missions in the Pacific Northwest. So in Coeur d'Alene, in Post Falls, in Sandpoint, and even in Walla Walla.
So we're looking at the Heaven's Angels now? Is that
literally?
Okay. So you said they have offices in all these places, or do they just do things?
They don't have offices because they don't really maintain a building, but they are a 501c, I want to say, organization. They have a treasurer. They have a certain amount of money.
Okay. So they probably have like a PO box then.
Probably there's like a QuickBooks and some other documentation on one of the senior guys. You need to have some kind of
mailing address if you're going to be a tier. Yeah, okay.
There's probably like the senior guy's mailing address. Like he's got a house, and in his house is the shitty old computer that has all the information on it.
Right. Okay.
Are they connected to this Grace and Glory summer camp that we heard about, or is that a separate thing?
That would probably be a separate thing.
Did Timmy go to that summer camp too?
I mean, Travis?
Travis, yeah. No, Timmy, the first people.
Timmy? We don't know if Timmy went to the other, to Grace and Glory.
Okay.
But he did go to a revival.
Yeah.
He did go to one of the Christian Crusaders revivals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as we know, last time Timothy went, it was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, Timothy was like 6 months ago.
Travis is a regular.
Several years ago, like 2-3 years ago, Travis went to Grace and Glory. But he goes to the youth nights that
you know what?
Crusaders run.
So we know that the publisher of On Healing the Sick, Heaven at Home Press has books that are for sale in this area, right? So there's got to be like Christian bookstores that carry those books. Mm-hmm. So I know first thing in the morning, as soon as it opens, I want to be in there and look through what Heaven and Home has for sale in this region, or if how do they get their books to people, and are they doing more of these targeted things?
Okay, so we can just jump right into that. You go into the local Christian supply store. It calls itself the Christian Supply Store. You go in, and it is just a generic, like warehouse-looking esque, like the small like those like you go into your grocery store and there's like the attached building because maybe it was going to be a strip mall at one point, like that kind of bookstore.
Yeah.
So you ask a staff member, hey, can you show me all of the Heaven at Home books? And they're like, yeah, sure. They're over here. Roll your history.
All right. 9. Yeah.
So there's two types of things here for what they do. Mostly what they do is devotionals and things like that. Devotional is like a weekly, monthly, daily like a guided meditation book. So like you read this section of the Bible, you read this meditation, you pray about it, whatever, right? Then there are some tracks that you're supposed to go through as like a congregation, like a pastor reads through it. You all do your homework. You go to church the next Sunday, etc. They have some like family meditation stuff, like you read this at night with your family. But they also do another series, which is more like, what do you call it? Academic-esque. It's for people who really want to dig into the Word of God and really better themselves.
Yeah.
So they are much more focused reading materials that come with a companion book, which are usually a living translation of much older works. Think like the Dead Sea Scrolls and stuff. And so like it's a companion guide for understanding these old texts and then framing them into modern Christianity.
Okay.
You also learned that the Heaven at Home distributor is not very far from here.
Oh, where?
There is the First Baptist Church of Kootenai, which is in the town of Kootenai, not to be confused with the county of Kootenai. Kootenai is not in Kootenai, just so that you know this for later. There's a First Baptist Church there that apparently... Oh, no, I confused myself. It's the First Baptist Church of Kootenai, which is not in Kootenai. It is in Coeur d'Alene. Apparently they run the Heaven at Home distributor out of there.
Okay. Is that a church that either the two kids we've talked to, they go to?
Yeah, they go to a local Baptist church.
Okay.
You do know that the Christian Crusaders is a Baptist organization.
Yeah. Okay. Well, none of the books I flipped through while looking at this bookstore had any obvious bullshit, right? Like no Keys of Solomon or anything like that.
No obvious bullshit.
Okay. I just got to ask. I just got to rule out the obvious bullshit. So I know where I'm going next, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, let the others.
All right, what does everybody else want to do?
All right.
As a 501c organization, records on the Christian Crusaders would be public. If you want to use your computer science to dig in like what their tax history looks like.
Yeah, might as well see where they're getting their money, what they're donating to. Go ahead and roll that. That is an 8 under 60.
So all of their money appears to come from private donations. As a 501c organization, they are not required to furnish a list of donors, but you can see amounts. They don't bring in a ton of money. It looks like they break even most years if they're lucky. They do these, like, it seems like they're happy to pay out of pocket for these ministries. They're very, like, outreach focused. They believe that their work is important domestically. They're very heavily influenced on youth programs because as a, biker organization, they believe themselves to be cool and hip, and they think that helps bring in the youths. But most notably, Grace and Glory was kind of folded under their banner. Grace and Glory was originally just a camp of some kind, but there was a bit of kerfuffle about whether or not it qualifies as a 501c organization because it needs to be a church. So apparently the Christian Crusaders at some point vouched for that so that they don't have to reveal their voter listings their donor listings anymore. Similarly, at the same time, Heaven at Home pulled the same tactic. It would have been about 7 or 8 years ago. Heaven at Home had itself classified as a church, even though you know that it is very obviously a book publisher, so that it doesn't need to disclose as much of its finances.
Okay, so they're secretive. What else?
7 or 8 years ago, there became a need to protect the names of donors.
Okay, it was that time. Okay. And what do we know why they wanted to protect? Was there an inquiry or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Unless something happened.
I mean, it could just be...
How long ago did Carter Renault go missing?
He went missing like a few years before that. He went missing in 2011. So
Okay.
7 or 8 years ago this happened. He went missing, like 11 years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean, that would still fit with the timeline. He went missing first, and then he started setting up. Yeah.
If he contacted them and didn't want to be easily searchable, that would have been one way to hide it.
Yeah.
Assuming that this is a conspiracy with Carter.
Yeah, it could just be mundane tax evasion stuff.
Yeah, Joba's told us that there's no relation, so.
Yeah, Joba's would never
I mean, maybe she missed something. It's possible she missed something. I know it's
Well, now I know why you're on the shit squad, because you keep questioning our superiors.
You believe her then?
I mean, I'm not going to comment on that.
Can I talk to the clerk here? Is this like, just some random person, or is this a like cooked in the head kind of Christian type?
I mean, maybe not cooked in the head, but it's very much like, I needed a job.
Okay.
This place sells books. I can handle selling books.
Okay, cool. There's a pastor who does revivals with the Christian Crusaders. I can't remember his last name. Stephen something.
Oh, you're thinking of Stephen Parent. Yeah. Here,
Parent.
I've got some flyers. They do these like bi-weekly things. It's for kids and stuff. Like teens, late teens, 15 and up, get them reconnected with Jesus, that kind of thing.
Sorry, what was his last name?
Parent, Stephen, like if you're a dad, a parent, Stephen Parent. It's kind of funny, I know. It's just.
Is he a parent?
I have no idea, honestly.
No.
I assume so. I mean, he does youth ministries, right? You got to know something about kids.
I mean, come on, it is kind of funny that they would call him Father Parent.
Yeah. Okay. That's a name we can look up now.
Does he have any books?
Stephen Parent? No, he's not a writer. At least not as far as I know. I mean, we don't carry anything authored by him.
Oh, you said they do this like bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Or bi-weekly, is that every other week, or is that?
Yeah, that's every other week.
Okay. When was the last time they had one of the revivals?
Would have been a little bit ago, last Friday, maybe last Saturday.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to double check. We're probably only going to be in town for a little while, so if we wanted to catch.
Yeah, the other one's not scheduled till next week sometime, so.
Okay.
If you're out of here in a couple of days, you would be around for it.
I assume we're at the Christian supply store.
Yeah, we're at the Christian supply store.
Yeah. Okay.
Paul's Warehouse.
Yeah. Paul's Warehouse. Yeah. Okay. So,
Christian supply stores are real places, right? They're just called Christian supply stores. They're just fucking everywhere.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not even classy enough to have a Christian bookstore. It's just a supply store. Yeah.
Yeah. Christian Science reading room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before COVID, there was one next door to the gun shop down the street.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Next to the gun shop.
And in Missouri, it'd be next to the dispensary in the vape shop.
Oh, God.
So, okay. We have a name now. We need to look at the distributor because they have offices here. Then we need to look at parent. Yeah. I guess, I'm out of questions for the supply store.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any specific questions for the supply stores.
So you want to look up the distributor?
Yeah. You said it was local. Yeah. Of Heaven.
Well, I mean, local. It's out of the First Baptist Church of Kootenai, which is in Coeur d'Alene. So it's like, 30, 40-minute drive.
That's not too. Oh, I guess we could also look up Stephen Parent. Now we have a name. We can. That's a name. Hey, handler, you have federal connections. What's the deal with Stephen Parent? Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. Do you want to do computer use or you want to do accounting? Are we looking it up ourselves, or are we getting Joe?
I'll look. I'll see what I can find on the internet.
Yeah, put that military-industrial complex to good use.
Yeah, 5760 for computer science.
So Stephen Parent is pretty old. Looks like he's headed into his 70s. He's been very active in ministry for most of his life. Apparently became disabled in his mid-40s, some sort of accident at work that left him with chronic back pain, unable to continue in his previous line of work. He's been collecting Social Security benefits ever since. He got involved with the Christian Crusaders right around their forming in the early 2000s. And he's been a more or less guest pastor through them. You do know that his college education is that he went to a seminary school and for a brief time was the leader of a small church, actually in Idaho. It's out by Bonner's Ferry. You also see that he has been bankrupted twice. It looks like there were some business investments that did not pay off. So he is very poor.
Okay. So he's older. He's had business troubles. And are there any connections between... So what are his connections between him and Heaven at Home or
So it looks like he uses Heaven at Home materials, both in his local church as well as, which is the First Baptist Church of Walla Walla, as well as when he goes out for the biweekly meetings. That explains why they're biweekly and not weekly, is that he has to ride out on his motorcycle to deliver these sermons. He's one of the senior leadership of the Christian Crusaders. He's not the treasurer, but he appears to be a accountant for them.
Bankrupt twice, and they let him be the accountant.
Bankrupt twice, and he's in charge of keeping track of things.
Oy.
It actually tracks with
Probably
what I know
off of
about.
whatever they pay him.
There is also a prison sentence. Looks like he pled guilty to sexual assault and served a couple of years in prison. Folsom Prison, which is great because that means it was right next to his house.
When was that?
That was a while ago. That was early 90s.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like anybody knows about that or care, or the people who know about it probably don't.
Well, I mean, that's pretty standard for a Christian pastor kind of guy.
Yeah.
Makes a good come to Jesus story.
Yeah, he was saved.
Got the devil out of him.
Yeah, given his bankruptcy, he probably was going for get rich quick schemes. And
Does Stephen Parent have a family or perhaps any children?
Why, yes, they do. Stephen Parent has 2 kids and a wife.
Are they involved in his life from what we can find online?
Yes, they are both, well, so one of them is 16 years of age. The other one is 18. But still currently living at home, so probably the last year of high school.
Hey, so his kids are 16 and 18. I'm assuming his wife is much younger than him.
Neither of the kids are hospitalized right now, right? In the case?
Not at Sandpoint.
Okay.
Do you want to look up the kids?
Why, yes. I will direct Jennifer to look up the children.
All right, I guess I'll look up the children.
So the older one, Albert, seems to be doing fine. There's very little information on him. It's part of a summer work program for several years. There is a local produce place in Walla Walla that regularly employs children because it's cheaper to employ children than actual workers. So you see tons of pay stubs from that. But the younger child, a Brendan Parent, was recently admitted to St. Mary's Hospital in Walla Walla. And by recently, I of course mean 2 days ago.
Yeah.
same timeline. Cool. Okay.
On your
So all these kids showed up at the hospital at the same time. They're in the same age bracket, and so far, they all have links to the Christian Crusaders. And
Yeah, so they Christian Crusaders, and it seems like Stephen Parent too, because they all went to this revival, or they've been in his sermons, it sounds like. So yeah, let's find out where he is and see if he's at home.
How do you want to find? Do you want to just call his house?
Do we have his address?
Yeah, his address and contact is easy to get. He lives in Walla Walla.
Okay. Why don't we just drive by his house first and see if there's anything unusual?
You want to drive to Walla Walla?
How far is it?
That's a long fucking
Walla Walla,
time.
Coeur d'Alene to Walla Walla is about a 3-hour drive.
Okay. Well, we could take out the distributor first for having it home, since that's close. Is that it all the
where's-
same way?
Yeah, if you wanted to make it, it'd be about a 3-hour drive. But yeah, you could do it in a lap.
Where was Russet Hills? Where is that compared to...
Russet Hills is north of... So Sandpoint, Russet Hills is the northmost part.
Mhm.
Between north to south, in the middle of Russet Hills and Coeur d'Alene is Sandpoint. And then you go south and west, and that's Walla Walla.
Okay.
Coeur d'Alene is like the major city. It's right across the state line from Spokane. Spokane being the other major city on the east part of Washington. They're about 40 minutes away from each other, depending on how fast you want to speed.
I mean, well, the Heaven at Home distributor, that's only 30 minutes away. So
Yeah, it's 30 minutes away from where you are.
yeah, and that's a definite lead, because we know they're already connected in this.
You could also just call the home line for Stephen Parent.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, why don't we? One of you drives, and I'll call, because I think I'm the only one of us with any persuade. So I'm the only liar.
Yeah, it can pose as counsel, but
Yeah.
So surprisingly, it's a landline, and it rings and rings, and then it sends you to an answering machine. It's a woman's voice introducing herself as Delilah Parent. She says that if you're reaching the home number and you're not talking to them, she's probably at work. So to page her, and it lists her pager number, and she will give you a call back.
a pager in current year.
And I'll pager.
Okay. Right as you're pulling into the parking lot of First Baptist Church, you get a call back on your cell phone.
Yeah. Do I know the name of her? This is Stephen's wife, right?
Yes, this is Stephen's wife, Delilah Parent.
Delilah. Hello, is this Delilah?
Yes, to whom am I speaking?
Hi, I'm Dr. Julian Sanford. I'm a medical investigator working with Dr. Bitters at the local hospital. We're some members of Pastor Parent's congregation have fallen ill, and we're trying to figure out what caused it. We're looking at environmental factors. There may have been,
Oh, you're talking to the kids up in Sandpoint. Oh, I heard about what happened from Molly. Yeah, she said it was real bad. Actually, our little Brennan went in a little bit ago.
Yes. So yeah, we're just trying to get a sense of timeline. If they've met anybody, or if they went anywhere unusual, did they? It's
spring break. Grace and Glory. It's that camp up north of Sandpoint, up in Russet Hills there. They do a revival every spring break. It's because, normally they're a summer camp, but
Sure.
They've got a special operating hours. They do one of the Walk to Emmaus programs. Do you know about those?
No, I don't.
It's supposed to be, reminiscent of when Jesus was meeting with the pilgrims on their way to Emmaus, and they spent, a week together eating and praying together. So it's a week long sort of focused devotional where you bring yourself closer to Jesus. So there's been some real trouble with Brennan lately. So we had him signed up for one of those, but he'd only been at the camp a couple of days when he was saying that he's not feeling well. Something happened. I don't know what. I don't know. It might have been a stomach virus or something. So we pulled him out of the camp early. He came home, didn't seem to be doing well. He's very pale. His affect was very spaced out. It's like he was thinking about something else or was somewhere else. He collapsed in our family home, so I rushed him to the St. Mary's, and he's been there since. You're the doctor in charge of this case, you said?
No, I'm a specialist here. Yeah, I'm here to investigate to see. Dr. Bitters is leading the case. You can talk to
Do you
her.
think it's one of those pandemics again, the bird flu or whatever?
It in many cases like this, it's often some sort of contaminant in a product or material or food. It could. Yeah, we need. Is your husband at the camp right now?
It's funny you say so. Yeah, he went up there a couple of days ago. Yeah, he said he was going to be gone for a little while. There was something special up there he needed to be doing.
Yeah, you know how these companies are. They build they have their products made overseas, and you don't know what standards are over there. And often there could be something toxic. So we need to.
That's why I always try to buy American made. I knew that we shouldn't have gotten that new air conditioner. Mm-hmm. All of the parts were imported.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm looking at what links all of the kids together, and often it's a place that they've been to, or something, or some food that they've all eaten together. So,
Brennan goes along with Steve to lots of missions. We decided it was best for Brendan's spiritual health to be closer to his dad. So he's been to a few of the Christian Crusaders. He does that bi-weekly meeting up there.
Can you reach your husband up there in the camp, or is it that?
The camp has terrible reception.
Okay.
You'd have to call the landline.
What's the number for that?
She gives you the number for the Grace and Glory camp.
Okay. Well, I don't want to alarm your husband or for him to do anything. So we'll call him. You don't have to call him. We'll call him and let him know. So don't worry. Often this is something that seems very bad, but often these kind of cases, once we figure it out, we'll have a cure real quick. So
once you figure it out, let me know. I'll tell the other girls in the prayer circle.
Yeah. If you have any questions, talk to Dr. Bitters. Okay. At whatever the hospital name was.
Bonner
that's
General Health.
Bonner General Health. Yeah, talk to her, but we're working with her, so it's okay. We'll figure this out. I'm sure it's something that is very easy to miss, but we're pretty good at spotting these things. And thank you so much. God bless you.
Absolutely. Jesus bless your day.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
I as soon as I hang up the phone, I just like my shoulders was like deep sigh.
So fake. So fake
over there.
There's it's like talking to some of these estate, holders. They want to auction everything off. They're also they're also holy about the goddamn. Anyway, sorry, let's just get on with this fucking thing. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
yeah, I filled them in on what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, so the First Baptist Church of Kootenai is let me type this out because none of you have actually seen what Kootenai, how it's spelled.
Oh, I'm going to guess there's an OUGH or something in there.
So the First Baptist Church of Kootenai, Kootenai, is a beautifully appointed sanctuary just off I-90 between Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene. Although the church sits in a beautifully wooded area, an enormous parking lot takes up much of the overall grounds. Given the size of the church proper and its numerous support buildings, it suggests that the First Baptist congregation is a large and somewhat affluent group of citizens.
Oh, it's one of these.
Yeah, it's a mega church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting Starbucks while we're here, I guess.
God, yeah, the in-house
actually.
Starbucks.
Is it Starbucks or is it like a Jesus knockoff of Starbucks? Is it?
It's a Jesus knockoff of Starbucks. You can see
yeah.
that they literally have purchased Starbucks coffee,
Yeah,
and it's just
okay.
in the back there. But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's
Well, I mean,
okay. The girl
But would they
making it,
still be
has-
doing Starbucks after the whole Merry Christmas?
That's what I'm saying.
debacle?
Like they often will it looks kind of like it's I want to get Starbucks. We have Starbucks at home, and it's
It's faith bucks,
Yeah.
but
faith
they've
bucks.
got, they've got Jesus Christ up there, and
Yeah, that works for the mega church. Share the whole prosperity gospel. Yeah. All right. So what's our angle to talk to the distributor? We want them to. We could just lie about and just be here for something unrelated. We could,
I mean, we were trying to track down while we're here, since the distributor's here. We were trying to track down some of those other books that stuff like Healing the Sick and.
Yeah.
So since it's a mega church, the chance that there's actual administrative staff on site currently is pretty high, even though this is a Wednesday now.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just ask to meet with the administrative staff. You could be anything you want to be. You can be a church looking to buy supplies, do some kind of like church. So like churches sometimes like do group stuff together,
Mm-hmm.
where one church hosts another church. That you do like community building things. So getting in to talk to the church administration is probably not going to be difficult. And then since they're housing this arm of Heaven at Home, they would know everything.
Okay, why don't we go in like we want to start our own church and we're looking for the really good books and see what they can offer us, and we could name drop on Healing the Sick to see how they react to that. How's that as an angle?
Okay.
That works for me.
All right.
So there's a couple of people inside. You find someone that looks officious. You give them your obvious story. And they says, okay, well, I don't really cover this kind of thing, but I can take you to Deacon Winters. She's our financial admin. If anything about ordering books on bulk and getting discounts and that kind of thing, she would know about.
Great.
So he offers to take you to the office building, which looks like it is an office space for several deacons, which would be the church administrative staff, as well as there's an office for the pastor. So he takes you to meet Paula Winters, a perpetually smiling woman in her mid-50s. And she is sitting behind a desk, typing away on some older-looking computer. And behind her is all manner of books related to like financing and things like that. You can see she has shelved several editions of QuickBooks, that kind of thing.
Hello, Deacon Winters. Hi, I'm Julian Sanford. I'm here with some members of. We're all mentioned. We're trying to get away from the big city and start our own small church. We're migrating from that godless Seattle. So
the big city life can be such a drain on the spirit.
Yeah, and we're looking for books for our new church, but we've heard good things about Heaven at Homes, but we're very, we're transplanted from the city. We want something like refined and like something a little. We've heard that there's some very serious books.
So you want the more? So is this this is less of a community outreach, and this is more? You're all trying to better yourselves, like a seminary kind of, more academics,
more understanding, getting closer to God through scholarship.
Deep understanding of the Bible is so important in today's day and age. Coming closer to Christ. We have all kinds of things related to that. I have some series that I can recommend to you. Do you offer a bulk discounting?
Yeah, we have. We need the wisdom of Solomon.
The wisdom of Solomon. Yes.
Yeah. And so you meant to see if she reacts to that. 59 under 60.
Wisdom of Solomon doesn't bring anything up to her. She says there's a lot of studies on Solomon, very popular figure, because he's touches in a lot of important places in the Bible. So if you had to order the top 3, it would be Jesus, Moses, Solomon.
Okay.
Or King David. It depends on who you feel like. So she has some books on those. There's also companion readings on the Apostles of Paul and the letters he wrote to Timothy. She has all manners of things she's happy to show you.
I'll sort of hand those off to JöRMUNGANDR to see if she can find anything interesting in them while I keep talking to her.
If you want to know about healing the sick, though, you're going to have to specifically ask about the sick.
I guess I could try and be cute and weave in a few more occult terms to see if she bites at that. But if that's not going to work, I'll eventually. Hey, I've heard of really good things about a book called On Healing the Sick. I assume it's about a spiritual sickness. I just heard it in passing a few times.
You've actually found copies of it?
No,
somewhere?
No, I've just heard about it, and that's why I came here in part because go straight to the horse's mouth, right? I'd like to hear about this book. I don't know much about it.
So that we do pairs of things. We sometimes do living translations of historical texts, and then we pair them with a devotional for research. The kind of thing you're interested in. On Healing the Sick was commissioned in 2004. I was right around Hurricane Katrina. It was such a horrible event in our country's history, and we thought that On Healing the Sick was going to be something that would bring us all back around. The problem is, after we ordered the translation of it, we had to shelve it immediately. I wasn't there, obviously. When I say we, I refer to my predecessors. Heaven, of course, is mainly based out of Gary, Indiana. That's where the home site is. We're a branch. Our church here, the First Baptist Church of Kootenai, just hosts their facilities, so I'm nominally in charge of various things, ordering and that kind of thing. But I know that On Healing the Sick was shelved along with its devotional, almost immediately after it was finished. We thought about using it again, or perhaps letting it go to bulk sales. But there was a warehouse fire that took out most of the copies.
Oh my!
Oh wow!
Why was it shelved exactly?
I don't know. I know that we had a translation of it. I could get you in touch with that arm. We have a religious research portion of Heaven at Home that gets a hold of these historical texts and has them translated out of Latin or Greek or whatever they happen to be in. I'm sure they could give you more information. But
yes, that would be great.
We never sold On Healing the Sick, so I'm surprised you've seen it.
Well, like I said, I've only heard about it, and I heard it was a very significant text, but that was about all I'd heard about it.
I heard that On Healing the Sick was quite old. Obviously, our New Living Translation is very recent, but I think they translated it out of Latin. It was pretty old.
Wow.
Yeah, it was mentioned in passing by an exchange student that was hosted by someone in our congregation. So we just wanted to see if we could maybe track down a copy as something to bring everybody together.
Sam Waters would have been the project manager for that. He would have done the translation, but he would have known. I don't know if he's still having a home now, because I don't, handle HR of that. But let me give you his number, and I'm sure he'd be happy to answer questions. You know how the more bookie types are. They just love talking about their fields. So.
Oh, sure. Of course. Yeah. I mean, I remember a little Latin from college, so I'd be happy to talk shop with them. I don't suppose you would have still a copy on hand, or at least
a copy of On Healing the Sick? No, like I said, they were all stored in a warehouse because we shelved them. There's a fire, though. The rest of them went somewhere. Let me look real quick. Let's see. They were remanded to our library. So apparently we had them at one point, and then they were checked out by Steve Parent. You know Steve Parent?
Yes. I haven't talked to him, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, this would have been almost a decade ago now. When they were moved out of the storage after the fire, they came to our library. Steve checked them out, and I don't know what he did with them. But whatever copies left of Healing the Sick that we had, Steve's got them.
Okay. All right, I guess we need to talk to him. And Mr. Waters. Well, thank you so much. If I can get a catalog, that'd be great.
Absolutely. And like I said, I can offer you a discount, especially since you're just starting up. If you want to agree to a contract of terms where you repurchase from us, I can make it even lower. She just gives you the whole spiel.
Oh, sure. And I'm just smiling through it.
Smiling and nodding.
Yep. Happy to hear that pitch.
It's exhausting.
Yes. Yeah. As soon as we leave, I start smoking. Yeah.
That Coke's looking real good.
Yeah.
As we're walking out. Go ahead.
I haven't lost sand yet. I don't need the Coke. Yeah.
As we're walking out, JöRMUNGANDR looks at you and says, "How do you recognize yourself under so many masks?"
How do I recognize myself? Well, I mean, I am who I am with. That's pretty easy.
So it's only coincidental then that you're on our side.
If I hadn't been called in to authenticate a certain book, I'd be a very different person these days.
We're alike in that manner.
I just feel happy that I'm out of that office. So, yeah.
Jennifer.
My life isn't boring.
Jennifer's like trying to hold in the coffee that is way too hot from Jesus books, from Faith books.
Faith books.
God, we've come a ways into this case. By your judgment, what is our next step, given the information we have?
So, just looking at the facts that we've gathered, we have a handful of kids that are loosely connected through a faith organization, all coming down with mysterious sickness, and pretty good odds that all of them, besides the ones that we've already checked, have that Key of Solomon on them.
And
Stephen Parent being our only lead on literature that we know is linked with the Key of Solomon. It looks like that's our man so far.
Yeah, he has the smoking gun.
Yeah, either him or somebody in Christian Crusaders that he works with.
Yeah, he had the book. He has the book.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll?
Yeah.
Do you want to roll an int times 5?
Jennifer.
Sure. Sorry, what was that?
Roll an int times 5, Jennifer.
That is a 19 under 75.
So calling up Sam Waters is probably going to be a good idea because you can learn more about the origins of On Healing the Sick. But also, you're in the church parking lot. You've got the church Wi-Fi. These people probably don't know anything about cybersecurity.
True. Let's do some snooping. All right. And I crit fail on computer science, get an 88 over 60.
No.
Well, mark that skill. You're learning from your mistake.
Yeah.
Drive away.
The Wi-Fi goes down immediately.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi goes down. You see one of the deacons comes out, is looking around, a little confused.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're normal. Yeah. All right. So call up Sam Waters as we go to a different parking lot.
Okay. So Sam Waters answers. He is actually still with Heaven and Home. He's in charge of their theurgical research arm. Basically, it's a fancy title for he looks for old books that have to do with Jesus and then finds somebody to translate them and then, sets up a writer to do the companion piece. So he's happy to field your call. He's like, yeah, Assume you ask him about what do you ask him about?
Hi, I just spoke to Deacon Winters at the First Baptist or church or whatever the church name was. And we, my name is Julian Sanford. I'm here. We're moving out of the big city to start our own church in a more godly area here in Idaho. And I'd heard that On Healing the Sick was a very significant and really spiritual text. And I actually, know Latin. I was really curious about this. I was wanting to get a copy so I could read it for our church. And Deacon Winter said I should talk to you about it.
You'll have to get the original Latin text that we translated it from. All of our copies. Did she tell you about the fire?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, we had a crazy warehouse fire. We lost a bunch of the stock. The rest of it was remanded to their custody, the First Baptist Church of Kootenai. So, I don't know what they did after they've got what's left of it. But On Healing the Sick it's a text from probably the 1100s. Ours was dated 1148, best we could get it. It's a historical theurgical text, which means it deals basically with I hesitate to call it magic, but I'm slightly more open-minded than quite a few of our staff members. Basically deals with how to create little protective amulets, for restoring health and that sort of thing. It's kind of connected to gematria. Do you know what gematria is?
Yes, but you should explain it to our listeners.
So gematria is where you take numbers or you take names that have some significance and you translate them into numbers. And so the numbers allow you to do various things with them. Most typically names of God. That God's name is not something that you can say out loud because there's so much weight to it. So if you transform it into numbers, you can use the numbers. And so it's like calling upon God without calling upon God. You know how Moses could only see the back of God? It's that kind of thing.
Oh, I see.
So On Healing the Sick, 1148 was where we got our Latin translation. Probably dates back further than that. Possibly into antiquity, but finding sources on some of these obscure texts is quite an issue.
I see. Fascinating. Do you still have the text?
No, we got it out of a local university. So we had to order it in from somewhere. We got it from the U of Indiana, and they got it from Miskatonic. You know Miskatonic U?
Oh, yes. It's Massachusetts.
Yeah. So we got an interlibrary loan with some other texts. We've long since sent them back there.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, we had a companion text. It's called Lies We Tell Ourselves. It was huge. We lost a lot of money on that fire. Yeah, after we had an order came down from the top that we were going to shelve it. I don't know why. Maybe there was some kind of scandal involving the text. It happens sometimes, trying to verify the authenticity of some of these things, like whether it was actually written by Paul's sister, that kind of thing.
I see. It's fascinating. I don't suppose you still have a personal copy or of the companion text?
The companion text? Oh, no, those are all long gone.
Okay.
We pulped them.
I see. You don't have any electronic files of them? Anything like that?
Oh, no, because this was commissioned, back late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. There wasn't a reason to archive them if we weren't going to sell them.
I see. What were your impressions of the text?
I only read a little of it. It was pretty gripping. Obviously, I only had the sections that were translated. I couldn't read the original text, but it really made me think some things about how we approach, wellness and health as a society. I thought it was going to be very interesting as a companion text, but I'm not in charge of those decisions.
And you had no idea why they shelved it?
No idea at all. Again, probably some kind of scandal with the authenticity of this text. Every time I've had to shelve a project, it's been one of those. Usually it doesn't get all the way to production before we have it canceled, but that's the most common thing.
I see. Well, and so you have no idea how I could. Surely some books escaped the fire or were sold before it was shelved.
Possibly, we might have had some creative misplacement. Sometimes people take things home, and we tend to crack down on that. But I don't like giving people slaps on the wrist for very minor things. I mean, who's going to get mad about reading a book for Jesus?
Yeah.
So maybe some staff took a couple copies home. Like I said, everything we had that was left of the translation, we sent to First Baptist Church of Kootenai. I don't have any more on file here. I mean, I'm looking at my warehouse inventory right now, and I got a lot of stuff, but I don't have any on healing the sick.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm so intrigued by this. I'd be willing to pay a fair price for it. So, but thank you so much. So I guess I should contact Miskatonic University and to get a look at that original text.
Yeah, if they've still got the original, that's where I would check.
Okay. Is there anything else I should know about the book?
It's in Latin. I think it's pressed plates. It's vellum or something between pressed plates. You're gonna need some special equipment to handle it. It's quite fragile.
Oh,
but I mean, if you go to the university to see it, I'm sure they can find somebody to show it to you.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. You've been a tremendous help. I guess I'll have to put my curiosity aside for a while, but
it's real boring at work here, so I don't mind the diversion. You have yourself a wonderful day.
You too. God bless. Okay. Call the handler.
Yeah, Joe Boats picks up. And she's yes.
Do we have any resources or contacts in Miskatonic University's library?
Miskatonic University's library? Something special, or?
Apparently they have the original Latin version of On Healing the Sick there in their special collections.
Roll human.
All right. I make that.
So you hear her whisper something under her breath. She might be in a room with someone else. It's hard to hear what's going on. But the news that On Healing the Sick is out in the wild seems to have agitated her. Yeah, we'll get somebody on that right away.
Yeah. Vellum press plates. I can read Latin if you forgot. So let me know. Happy to help out. All right. I hang up. Okay. I guess everything's pointing towards Grace and Glory and Stephen Parent, which is cool. Cool.
You could look up Grace and Glory before you go, or you can just go to Grace and Glory.
What do I roll to look that up?
Computer science. You could also do accounting if you want to go down to like the library and just pull through stuff.
I look at Jennifer.
Here we go. Another Google flu roll. That's a 2.
Hey.
So, Grace and Glory's parent organization, Heaven at Home, began the Idaho branch of their ministry in 2009 at the First Baptist Church of Kootenai in Coeur d'Alene. Heaven at Home is a 501c3 nonprofit organization based out of Gary, Indiana, with the second major branch in Salem, Oregon. So this will be their third arm. Grace and Glory was founded in August of 2010, a year after that Idaho branch, headed by Pastor William H. Pastor Billy Dobson. Pastor Billy took charge of the ministry, saying that he would need to create a life-changing call to Jesus for the youth of the Pacific Northwest. Pastor Billy's paternal grandfather, Mason Dobson, bequeathed him the acreage containing and surrounding Russet Hills, an abandoned phosphate mine, where Billy was supposed to build his new ministry. Pastor Billy believed that a ministry for the promotion of godly values and morals was necessary in today's society, citing concerns regarding, quote, the rise of homosexuality among teenagers. Grace and Glory purports a causal link between sexual deviancy and juvenile delinquency, a problem that Grace and Glory's 2-month curriculum is designed to fix. Can you roll accounting?
That's going to need to be someone else. I do not have the skills for that.
I do not have accounting either.
I have literacy, but
you've got it at base.
Roll accounting at base.
Here we go. Rolling at base. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Well, you gained some points in it. You learned something.
Hey, I learned. Yeah, I rolled a 67, so it's not going to work.
Everybody fail?
Would criminology work?
Yeah, I'll let you do criminology.
Sick. That is a 48 under 50.
So private donations from the members of the First Baptist Church of Kootenai provided the initial capital for the construction of the Grace and Glory Camp for Wayward Youth, with the intention that the funds provided be repaid by Pastor Billy in installments over the next 10 years. as part of the nominal operating costs of the camp. However, in a financial miracle, Pastor Billy was able to repay the entirety of the provided capital after only 3 years. Grace and Glory's curriculum was a huge success among parents and campers, and substantial donations beyond the cost of camper enrollment were a regular occurrence. You see people who are, again, lower middle class, not that well off, so thrilled with Grace and Glory that they are willing to throw a bunch of money after it, after they've already had the program.
And who's getting the money? Does Stephen Parent have access to that money?
Stephen Parent shouldn't have access to that money. The person that it should be in charge of it should be Pastor Billy.
Pastor Billy. Okay. How's Pastor Billy doing financially? Is that something we can quickly look up?
Let's look up Pastor Billy. Let's make a roll.
I could roll bureaucracy.
All right.
19.
Yeah, I rolled a 43 on Facebook, so.
So Pastor Billy is a minor public celebrity for rural Idaho. The Christian Crusaders also use Pastor Billy as a motivational youth speaker for their big tent revivals, a move that prompted other churches to do the same. Pastor Billy has been a prolific speaker at vacation Bible schools across the Pacific Northwest. He says that he, quote, owes his success to the grace of the Lord and on healing the sick. And he promised to develop teaching materials for, quote, anyone suffering the consequences of juvenile malaise and deviancy. However, he's not been without scandal. So by now, I think you've understood what Grace and Glory is. While conversion therapy is banned in Washington and Oregon, it is still legal in Idaho despite the introduction of several Idaho state legislator bills. Pastor Billy has been an outspoken critic against such bills, and the First Baptist Church of Kootenai has spearheaded many letter campaigns urging the state legislature to drop the matter. So because of this political involvement, Pastor Billy has been widely criticized by human rights organizations, which only make him more popular with his base. However, roll criminology.
Oh, it's a 6.
One of the other big scandals is that last year, Grace and Glory lost a camper. Officially, it was an accidental death, but the Sheriff's Department of Bonner County still has an open case regarding the investigation.
Lost a camper as in, like, the body
Died.
was never
Camper
found?
died.
Okay, yeah, I get that, but like...
No, they recovered the body.
Okay.
She had burial services, but nobody knows
How she died.
whether or not foul play was involved. But apparently foul play was never dismissed.
What's the official cause of death? Is there any listed in the stories?
Not there. You'd have to either go to the sheriff's office, which is where they would keep that information, or you would have to go to the county coroner's office. Since it's part of an active investigation, it would not be available to the general public.
No, this sounds like something we can outsource. I'm calling up the handler again.
Wait, this happened last year?
Yeah.
Happened last year.
It's that's in our window for when some of these kids were there.
Yeah, he could have been experimenting, first results or something. Yeah, getting called the handler again.
What is it, Julian?
I give the kid's name. Died last year at the Grace and Glory camp. We think our target is there. Stephen Parent.
What is the kid's name, really quick?
Yeah.
Claire Graham.
Claire Graham died last year at this camp, and they haven't released a cause of death publicly. I think it's connected to the anemia cases. I think Stephen Parent has a copy of Healing the Sick, and he's doing something to make these kids sick or, take their blood. And I think Claire was his first victim. So if you can find out what the autopsy revealed, that could be very helpful.
Okay. I'll get someone on it.
All right. We're heading to that camp, and that has shitty reception. So if we don't report back, you know where we went.
I will let you know the information as soon as I get it.
All right. Just hang up.
So you have to fucking drive out to Grace and Glory. It is obnoxious. You have to go into dirt roads at various points. It's very obviously like more or less service roads. This is not intended as a place that you go out to normally. It is maintained only for what you imagine is like staffers and supply routes.
We're definitely stopping at some place to get a bunch of Cliff Bars and bottled water and like those thermal hand warmers and shit like that, and anything that could be vaguely useful, fucking flares, whatever.
Yeah, all of our hiking gear.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're just about pulling up to where the camp is. It took longer than you thought it would. A lot of the road is kind of fucked. There's a lot of ice and snow. Like I said, this is a surprising amount of cold weather for the time of year. But you get a call from your handler. So she relays to you the information that she has. The deceased is Charlene Graham, female, age 17 at the time of the incident. She was a camper at Grace and Glory. Allegedly, she was in a hike out to the old Russet Hills mine, specifically the lake that formed from the groundwater swell after it was decommissioned. Witnesses couldn't agree whether she was goofing around near the lake or if she was caught in some kind of terrain collapse, but they all alleged that Miss Graham ended up in the water and was unable to surface. The official cause of death listed by the county coroner was asphyxiation by drowning with aspiration of fluid into the lungs. And that's all you got.
Okay. So she drowned under weird circumstances in the quarry. Okay.
And you didn't go do the work yourself, so you don't get to know the circumstances.
Yeah, that's fair. We gotta, I feel like time's a factor here. We don't have time. And none of us have like badges that could get answers from the sheriff department. Like, I don't have my bog standard FBI agent.
Well, you could have asked her for a badge if you wanted a badge.
Yeah.
Badges are easy to come up with.
Yeah, that next time I'll get a badge. Next time, have my FBI badge for me when I get there.
I mean, we are medical investigators. I have law at 40, so we could try and bullshit our way past the
thing is, those are really high stakes for getting caught.
Yeah, you would anger the sheriff's office, who nominally has investigative and justice serving powers in Bonner County.
Also, that's committing a crime, like pretending to be a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, I mean,
is like a felony.
Right,
like that's big boy jail time. Like, that's not great.
I mean, I could say I'm assistant counsel to somebody somewhere, and they asked me to come check it out.
That's true. You could get out of this. I don't know that the other people could.
Yeah, I could try and skirt the law to get access to restricted stuff. And then if I get caught, I can just say, well, some journalists put me up to it. But we're already driving out there, so.
Yeah.
This is like as you're pulling up, you get the call.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we know something's up. Maybe she found out something she wasn't supposed to.
It's 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, officially she drowned.
But like, there's a lot of ways that could have happened. Yeah. Maybe she had, we couldn't check her for a mark. Like, that was under UV light, right? She could have, if we dig up the body, we could have.
I mean, this already looks bad for the camp. Kid wandering off by herself at a conversion camp, allegedly drowning.
So you roll up on Grace and Glory. It has a little booth, a little toll booth that stops you from going in right away. I guess it's not a toll, it's more like a guard booth. Looks like there is a guy freezing his ass off inside the booth.
All right, this is where the badge comes in. Here, JöRMUNGANDR, give me your badge real quick.
I give my badge.
Yeah, did you want the one with her face on it or the one without?
Well, yeah, without. Yeah, I will flash it quickly and be like, "Hi, we're medical investigators with Dr. Bitters, and we're investigating a rash of illnesses from kids who have been at this camp, and so we would like."
All right. Apropos of nothing, Agent Julian.
Yeah.
What would you say your greatest sin is? If you could pick any of the 7 deadly sins, what are you most guilty of?
7 deadly sins. There's so many to choose from. Let's see here. Let me. Probably pride.
Pride?
Yeah, I'm good at what I do, and I like the thrill and the challenge of things. So, yeah.
You introduce yourself as Agent Pride. You're working with Dr. Mercy. Continue on your spiel.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Everyone hears this, even you. You're pretty sure you introduced yourself normally.
Yeah, I'm
Vanity?
Yeah, this is. I feel a little helpless in this.
Oh
point.
no,
it's
happening.
I do make it though, so yeah.
Oh, I'm fine.
It's 0 if you make it, 1 if you don't.
Okay. Well, that's we found the place. Yeah, I try my best not to like look like I said a different word.
Roll human.
Yeah, I do make that 54.
So he has a kind of sympathetic look when he hands you back the credentials, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Mr. Watchman. And he like kind of gives you a face. I'm sure you realize by now there's something going on. I don't know exactly what your investigation is for. You're going to want to talk to Pastor Hedman.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll talk to Pastor Hedman.
Yeah. If you could, I mean, it goes without saying that if you see any of the kids, right, don't get them riled up. Okay. We've already got a lot going on.
Don't rile up the kids. Okay. I will do my best.
Okay. You're going to want to go up the road here. There's a little place you can park. And then if nobody else sees you, you go to the yellow building and you'll see Pastor Hedman.
Okay. Yeah, we've gotten a photo of Stephen Parent, right? We know what he looks like, right?
Yeah, you know what Stephen Parent looks like.
Okay. All right. Cool. I look at everybody else. You know, I didn't mean to say that, right? As we drive up on the way up. So we know.
Looking at his reaction, he seems used to it. Or he's getting used to it.
Yeah. So we know we're here. We're at the place. This is where it's happening. We don't know.
Would anybody else like to say their names out loud?
Yeah, I was going to say, JöRMUNGANDR will say her name out loud.
JöRMUNGANDR refers to herself as Agent Gluttony.
Huh.
Say your name out loud. Get used to it.
Do I have to?
JöRMUNGANDR just stares at you.
Okay. So when
yeah.
Jennifer tries to say Jennifer, is it just any of the 7 deadly sins?
It is Agent Sloth.
Huh. I look at JöRMUNGANDR. I would have pegged Wrath for you.
I'm not a particularly angry person.
I guess not.
I feel like I'm being judged with whatever's going on, choosing Sloth over Envy for me, but, you know.
We roll up to the parking garage. Are we going to park the car?
Yeah. I'm looking around, see if any, yeah.
So the camp is largely centrally contained. They're mostly A-frame buildings. There's a large, what was probably some kind of like mess hall, like where you go to eat, like the kitchen sort of area. There appears to be a yellow administrative building. There are 2 fenced-in buildings that you assume are based on their pink and blue coloring, must be for where the kids actually stay. And then another larger lecture hall building type looking thing where you assume the actual camp lessons take place. So as you enter the area proper, everybody make alertness checks.
Oh, that's what I should have put points into.
Yep, I make that.
I can roll 41 over 40.
Hey.
Everybody who makes it, roll sanity.
Oh, okay. I fail that.
So 0 if you make it, 1 if you don't. To suggest that the landscape is saturated would be a bit of an understatement. Everything appears completely devoid of color. The snow is completely white. The trees are completely black. The colored buildings that I've listed are their specific colors, but the other ones appear to be defined by like ink brushes, if that's possible. Things are not good here. So the pink and blue stand out brilliantly. The yellow of the administrative building and all of the blood on the snow fluoresces a bright red.
Blood.
Other than that, everything is normal.
Elaborate. Blood?
What part? I said the snow is bright white?
Fuck me. All right. Okay. How do the surroundings appear to the 2 of you?
If JöRMUNGANDR points this out, do I notice it as well?
If she points it out, the rest of you get a roll sand too.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's a camp. What are you expecting?
Hey, I make that.
Same thing. The unmarked buildings appear to be made out of black ink. The snow is pure white. The blue and pink of the buildings is very brilliant. The yellow of the administrative building, and then of course all of the bright red blood fluorescing on the snow.
Well, now that you pointed it out to me, took us in it. Thank you for that.
So the blood on the snow, is that lead anywhere? Or is it just pools of it?
I'm sorry, the what?
Okay. Do I so I don't see blood on the snow?
I don't know what you're referring to. I said the snow is bright white.
Okay. Are there any people around?
Yeah, so there are some guys standing around. They look like they're the entrance to the various buildings. They appear to be in groups of 2s and 3s. The major defining feature of them is that they all are wearing the same vest. It's a leather vest, and on the back is a symbol you recognize. It is an open Bible with a flaming cross and sword. That is the symbol, of course, of the Christian Crusaders biker group.
Okay, well, yeah, that stands to reason.
Again, the colors are extremely washed out. The jackets look like they're made out of ink. The pages of the Bible are bright white. The sword is, like a flaming blue. The blood all over their clothes fluoresces bright red.
Okay, so it's just the guys in the vest, though. I don't see anyone who would be...
No, you don't see anyone outside. You'd have to, if you won't... They told you to go to the administrative building. It's the bright yellow building covered in all of the red bloodstains.
I'm sorry, what bloodstains?
It's the bright yellow building.
Yeah, okay. I thought I saw some blood there, but I guess I didn't, did I? Yeah, I will park the car in front of the administrative building and get out. Look, the key is to always look like you belong there, no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you head up to the administrative building. Do you knock or you just go in?
Check the door, see if it's unlocked.
It's unlocked.
Yeah, just go in.
So you go in. There's a couple of people standing inside. They appear to be having some kind of conversation. There's a man sitting behind a desk, a younger-ish man, at least compared to the rest of everyone here. You see a kind of like middling height man, a gray beard that he is very poorly trimmed. He's wearing the same vest. He's kind of like portly, kind of looks like, like when you get really old, everything just kind of runs together kind of looking man. And then there is a younger guy, very thin, very wiry. As someone who also suffers a cocaine addiction, you can see that they're very clearly someone who has, if not now, then has had some kind of terrible drug problem, also wearing one of the vests. He's covered in a fine white powder. Yeah, and so they're standing there having a conversation. You come in, they say, "Oh, hello, welcome to the camp. Little surprised to see you."
Hi, we're working for Dr. Bitters. We're trying to investigate some illnesses of kids who have been at this camp. And we're trying to see if it's an environmental factor. Is Pastor Parent around?
So you, of course, ask for Pastor Fool. And he steps forward to shake Jennifer's hand. And he says, I was having such a horrible day until you got here, beautiful. It's nice to meet all of you. I'm Pastor Fool. This is Pastor Headman. That over there is Mr. Spider. As you can see, there are some things going on in the camp today. So unless this is like very official, it would be great if you could turn around.
I'm sorry. Do you remember Timothy Robinson and Travis Bradshaw?
They kind of garble together into sounds. Your meaning is like mostly intentional. People who have heard those names before kind of understand what you meant, but it is audible as like just nothing. It is a sounds.
How many kids were there? How many kids were there that we know of?
5. There's
At
5.
least
6 you know of.
His parents' kid, and then more from other hospitals.
So following Pride's garble of noises, Gluttony will say, "There are at least 6 children bleeding out in assorted hospitals with no discernible cause who all owe their condition to this camp."
So Pastor Headman looks at you and then says, "What's your name?"
Gluttony.
Agent Gluttony. Have you seen the elephant in the room?
He's one of them. Okay. Yes.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry. Could you please leave my office? I need to have a conversation with the agents very quickly. So Pastor Fool and Mr. Spider look a little anxious, but they nod and they leave the building. And once they're gone, Pastor Headman goes over and locks the door. And he says, "I don't need you to tell me what you're with. I'm aware of the program. And now that you're here, I need your help." And I think that's where we're going to end it for today.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I did not like the kids' names being garbled noise. It's not a good sign.
That doesn't seem right.
It seems very bad. They should have some kind of name.
everything is fine here. I don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Julian's staunch. Everything is normal, and I'm still going to pretend to be a medical investigator. Kind of.
Well, look, I don't know who those people were. Just lie. Just always lie. Like, never tell anyone the truth unless you absolutely have to. Yeah. That's the key.
So we'll be back next time for the inclusion of Operation Youngblood. I hope you all had fun today, and we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.